This is day 115 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Today's Arukh HaShulchan Yomi is sponsored in the honor and the schus of Matisyo Ben Sora Liba. If you'd like to sponsor an upcoming Arukh HaShulchan Yomi shir or more, please contact me directly. It would be very much appreciated. Today's Arukh HaShulchan Yomi is Ayin Vav Ches to Ayin Vav Yud Ches. And this is about Tzoa, the time of Kriya Shema. Just gave the place. Ufize. According to this, I just checked out for a minute to make sure that I finished in the right place yesterday, and now I'm a bit paranoid. So, but we are in the right place. Ayin Zayin Ches. No, Ayin Vav Ches. Okay, we're okay. We're doing okay today. So Ayin Vav Ches. And when there's really excrement on your skin, on your flesh, vaday also to say Shema. Mishnah Berurah, interestingly enough, Zemekel here says the Shas of Chak, you can rely on those matirin who don't distinguish between tzoa and rishmei tzoa, between actual excrement and traces of excrement. So the Arukh HaShulchan Zmach says by tzoa mamash sarah, no good. Va'ach berishmei tzoa, it's like traces of excrement, a makashim miskaseh, or a place where it's concealed. Kamo ben atzila yodav, I don't know, you got excrement over there, but between your elbows, and etc. Ve'en lo mayim, and you don't have water to wash it off. Yichlon lismoch al das or v'seinu matirim. You rely on the rabbis who are matir. Again, even by so a mamish, she's matir if it's in place which is miskaseh, right? Place which is covered. The Mishnah Berurah says on this that if you have traces of excrement on your hand, rishmei tzoa, other people can read opposite you, but you yourself are forbidden to read to Shema until you wash your hands or clean yourself with something which is cleansing. So I'm not sure what he meant before that. Shas Chak, it's mutter even with Tzoa itself. If he's saying that he's forbidden to wash his hands, for instance, say Shema until he washes his hands or cleans himself, but perhaps the Shas Chak is here is saying that it's not a Shas Chak, it's also be to read. Shas Chak, then I guess would be with rishmei tzoa in even Tzoa itself. I'm not sure what to do with the Mishnah Berurah on this. So the Arukh HaShulchan itself, I think we should go with the Arukh HaShulchan and the Mishnah said Mishnah Berurah. Arukh HaShulchan says here again that if it's Tzoa mamash absara, you can't read Shema. If it's rishmei tzoa or a place where it's covered, the tzoa is covered, such as between your elbows, chayotzibo, etc., and it doesn't have water, you can rely on the matirin. V'imei tzoa begodav. If there's tzoa on your garments, kamo al chaluko, like your robe, michnasayim or pants, chayotzibo, when mechutzeh beged acher, it's covered with another garment, mutal choldes, everybody agrees that's permissible. V'lo dam mitzvah dvuka b'sandalo. It's not like excrement which is adhering to your sandal. Doser, v'afil b'gil it's forbidden even with simple touching. Much have to receive face. Nesha b'sandal hochim, because you walk with a sandal, right? And excrement is somewhat revealed as you are walking. Mashenke b'shar begodim is supposed to other garments. Also, the sandal is more negated to the body than other garments, which is a bit of a chiddush. In other words, other garments are distinct from the body. The sandal, I guess, since it protects you more than anything else that you wear, is considered to be more tough of the body, and therefore it's as if the tzoa is on your body. Vote that sandal have a graph show ray. The sandal, because it is on the leather and it's dirty anyway. I guess it's like a grafsher. It's like a bucket of excrement, not like just a little bit of excrement. That's from the Elia Rabbah. Kasar bin Ramah. Ramah writes the Shichva Zera Basaro. If a person has semen on his flesh, Dino Kitsoa, that's like excrement. Akan Lashono. Mela, so as a result, if you have the substance of the semen on your flesh, it's forbidden to read until you remove it. If you have traces of zera, even the substance of zera, but it's between your thighs, and it's never going to be, could never be seen by the people if they were looking. You can read Shema and daven as you are. Mishabura says here, an enlightening statement brought down here, the Einam Kitsoa. Some people say it's not like Tzoa, which means that, I guess, that even if you can see it, it's okay. At least, I guess, with Shas Chak. There's a Arukh HaShulchan, this is the halacha. I'm sorry, I skipped a little bit. If there's semen on your robe and it's covered, you'll have to read Shema, Spalo, and to learn, and to daven, Lilmod, and to learn. Certain, but this is for sure that it's easy for you to rinse that place and to remove the semen altogether. Schar harbei tov. We get a lot of reward in Shemayim. The kavod Shemayim, that's the honor of Shemayim. According to strictly the law, it's not an impediment. Because this is what the haskama, the consensus of the great poskim is. The Sefer Hasidim, who says to remove it, evidently, Arukh HaShulchan says here in the brackets, midas chasidus kamar. That is midas chasidus, but not the strict letter of the law. Test. So I've become a vine of b'piyat tabas. If your excrement in its place, meaning at the anus, in the anus. Also, likro kriyash ma'anav d'ishma. Im einan anus lachutz. If it's inside the anus and it cannot be seen outside, again, if somebody were looking outside mutter, it's permissible. Don't need to turn on malchei hasharis. It says it was not given to angels. They should be completely free of excrement when they're learning or davening or saying Shema. D'yesh b'nei adam. And now the Arukh HaShulchan elaborates. There's certain people they who are constipated, they're trying to defecate. So and the excrement stands at the opening of the anus. They can't get it out. But if someone can see it out, can be seen outside when he is sitting. Even though when he's standing, it's not seen. Also, it's forbidden. It's not like a Torah on your flesh. The mutter of a poskim, which costs of sif hey, that most poskim are a matir, mishum de mekoma nafish zua masa, because in its place it's particularly polluting, disgusting. Good. People have the sickness of hemorrhoids. Shikoyin gilderem are there. And he's always gushing blood from the hemorrhoids. And there with the blood comes out a repugnant moisture, which is polluted. And it has a bad smell. Also, he is forbidden to do any davar shebekdusha. As long as this moisture is coming out of him. Even the time the Shema and Tefillah will pass, Loikra, the Lois Balel, the Loi Varech. Shanrit Shema, he should not daven, and he should not say brachos. Achim ein sham reach rav, there is no bad smell. Imadam alecha yotzi derek d'chia b'sirugin, if the blood or the moisture comes out in like spurts, yesh l'kohen b'chitzas makom hazuama. That is, there has you can rinse it up between the spurts. Im shoseis biyorei to the amount. Some of it's coming down, it's constantly flowing, gushing out on its own. Harev epi atabas. It's coming from the anus. And there is no eitzah for this. There's nothing you can do. Yeah, there's a cryptic thing. I don't know, the Piskei Mishnah for this sim has been so cryptic so far. It says that if it's coming down constantly, then it's from the anus. The ain't tzarich takana. We should say takana doesn't work, not ain't tzarich takana. Okay, be that as it may. Going back to the Arukh HaShulchan. But also was low last cushion though she would kusha actually was like she sees, so as long as the flow is in effect, you cannot mention any davar kedusha. Here, what's the more permissible, like I said before. Yirav, with matzav, there's the excrement in front of you. Yachol about globarok share gaba. You can cancel it by spitting into it, and then I assume diluting it. You can done read opposite. But that kasharok of that. Oh no, I don't think so actually. No, the saliva is going to cover the little bit of excrement, and it's like a chatzitza between the excrement and you. But dafka sharok oven, and that's why it says here it's specifically the saliva has some thickness to it, mucus, I guess. See, as my magabitzoa putting water on the excrement. Lo mahani doesn't work. Only can you a churin unless they are murky. Sheinat on there, you can't see the excrement past them. Lo damila shoshis. It's not like a glass covering. The kisimayu, which is even though it can be seen as a complete covering. I feel roke a full covering. I feel roke of it, even thick saliva. Ain't a bitu moil of the only works temporarily. A meshach shah, but over time, harok nimach, the saliva is going to dissolve. The niv laban gets absorbed into the excrement of lomahani, and no longer is effective. The chosei so goes back to being usher again. Yud base. Amru Chazal. Chazal said, Safek tzav abayis muteris. If you're not sure about the excrement in the house, it is permissible. Bashba asura. If you're not sure about excrement in the dump, the city dump, it's also. They have to say this means even if there's room to say that there is a chazaka, that there's excrement in the house. Like it's known there's a place in the house where children defecate. But it's not clear if they took out this excrement or not. Mutter allowed to read Shema. The stam bais most houses, the generic house, there's a chazaka that it gets clean. But you must say this. In lo zak tzaba bais is if there's no assumption of excrement house. What does it mean to have a suffix tzah? Right? You have to have some reason to have a suffix, right? It's possible. On the other hand, not that maybe shouldn't be so lenient. And if it's already known that the ketanim go there to defecate, you have to know clearly that the tzah has been removed. And if not, it's forbidden to read Shema, daven, and make brachas. But rather, when there are children, but you don't know if they go there, that's called suffix tzah. And that's permissible, so Arukh HaShulchan here backtracks and makes it more severe. That's what it would seem. Aha! But now we have the Sefer Gimel. No, it's not more makel, it's more machmir. Surprise. And that which says that if you found excrement in that place, Since it was a sin, even though daven, ain't tefillah, so tefillah as davening was not a valid davening. The tzarich lamzol yisbalel. Let's go back and daven again. Because with the Marim Makom Shemitzim Sham Ketanim, it's about a place where Ketanim are prevalent. For Ya Allah Chiyuv Livdok Makom, and he had an obligation to check the place. Ayin Sham. Harem Aporish, this comes out clearly. Rak Yesh Ketanim Babayis, even if there, as long as there are children of that age in the house, have a suffix Torah, also it becomes a suffix Torah. Even if you have no Rak line left over, there's no evidence. You have to say that suffix Torah in the house is permissible. So, but there are no young children there. In any move of Mashach was that suffix Torah. It's not clear what a suffix Torah has to do with this, because then there's Vade no Torah. So what's the suffix Torah? Okay, Turkey. So the Yudal, the Divya Torah Shulchan Stumim Bezeh. The Durin Shulchan Aruch are not unclear. Shem Kasud Lashon Shas. They wrote like the Shas suffix in Tzor Babayis with the cross. If it's a doubt whether the Tzor now it's allowed to reach Ma, the Cheskes Bayish Ein But Tzor, because the presumption of a house is that it has no Tzor. Kanashor. V'achar kach u'kasu kra b'makom kor makom shor l'istapek b'tzor motzor chakach. And then they wrote, if you read Shema in a place where you should have been unsure whether it be Torah or not, motzor chakach, and you did find afterwards, Tzor was absolutely close. You have to go back and read again. But in this place where there's no chance of being mesupak, answer conservatively close, you don't have to go back and read again. So you don't have to find the place. We're really stuck here. What it is. Tezvav nom. In Ram I see a great distinction from the language of the Shas. Shekasa Perikimol Din Tezvav. Haya Kori Kriya Shema Bebayis. You're reading Shema in a home. You stop because you're not sure if there's excrement or not. Harezem Mutar Likros, you're allowed to read Arkan Lashono. Badina Sheni, in the second halacha, Dim Isparlel, that if you daven in Motzot Tzavim Komedi found then excrement in your place, Tzavim Lavzol Isparlel, you have to daven over again. Learning Tzor Klau. We don't find in the Ram at all. For Akbosha Perik B'Shom, only the beginning of that Perik in Hilchos Tefillah, I assume. Perik Gimel, the beginning of the Perik. Kas Lacha Beis Shekasav She'ein Korim B'Merchot, so Beis HaKisei. So you can't read in a bathhouse nor in a toilet. Because of there he wrote, because of the Mekol Mishri Korim B'Makom She'ein Korim Chayzer Korim. They wrote, anybody reads in a place which is inappropriate to read, goes back and reads again, Ayin Sham. But in this specific detail, when he found excrement in that place, lo, he's Kirmuma, the Rama mentioned nothing. Tezayin. Yearly, it seems to be the Rambam Havakashale. Rama difficult, Mashidikaktu, that which we have inferred. The Ech Shal Sabik Sobabais im Ein Sham Tinokos. How can you have a Sabik Torah in a house where there are no young children? You came in the Mutter of the Cross, so in that case, it's permissible to read. How do you have such a possibility? That you found so in that place, you have to go back again. Therefore, he explains it this way. This is the way to understand the sugya. The Vadai certainly certainly before Shema and davening, it entered his mind. Sheishkan Suffolk thought that there's a lack of definitiveness about Soa. Such as where the children around, etc. Also, you can't start Shema until he checks the place. If he didn't check him, what's a Toa and found Toa afterwards. Have a poshea, and he's a criminally negligent person. The Chayav Lech Zobli Koski spelled has to go back and do it over again, the Kriyas Shema and the Tefillah. The Dovers lo have a lo lefara bepratius, and it wasn't necessary for him to clarify this specifically. The Zenichlal, this is included in Mashikosa B'Resh Perik, which you wrote at the beginning of the Perik. The Mekomas and Betuna are feeling that in repugnant places, Also, cross you're not allowed to read Korachos of a Kori. If you did, you have to go back over again. With Mela, so it comes out automatically. There's suffix here. There's unsurety, lack of sureness about something disgusting. Have a close look at the Raisa. It's like any suffix the Raisa. It's an amazing statement, but it's suffix the Raisa. Right? So it's some suffix in that the Raisa. Right? Both of them. We have to Chumra name was Shum Chiddush. That's no Chiddush at all. Yud Zayin. Zeshram was suffix to Abayis Mutar. That was just said. That suffix extra is permissible in the house. In your Acherut, it's a different concept. Before Kriya Shema and davening. If lo Allah daito sheish kan suffix cloud, but so it's really close. You have no idea that there would be Torah there, and you started reading. Vemsa Kriya, and in the middle of reading Shema, all of a sudden you got a suffix in his heart, which you didn't have previously. Because the young children there are something similar. But since beforehand he had no chashash, he wasn't thinking there was a chashash. The cheskes passion in the chazaka of the house is that it doesn't have excrement inside. And even if the children would defecate there, when they leave, we remove the excrement. Because most people don't let the excrement lie around in the house. That's allowed to finish Shema. And then, even if he found afterwards, Tzoa Anusu, he is Anus. It's not his fault. He checked. You probably heard my phone ring. I'm sorry, it was Shiloh, so I answered the phone. And now I'm back to the Arukh HaShulchan. And I think I made a mistake just before I answered the phone, which was I said that he is that because he checked. No, he didn't check, but he assumed that there was no tzor, and he only thought of the chashash when it's the middle of davening, so therefore that's considered onus. Came as he explains, came shul suffix al das klau, since he had no inkling. The law need a Torah malachim shows. The Torah was given to angels that they should be so meticulous about these things. Because that law and Musha tzarich l'achzor across. In this type of scenario, they did not say you have to go back and read again. That's what the Rambam was precisely what he said. He was reading, v'nistapek. He had a suffix while he was reading. Not nistapek, but hayakore. Hayakore v'nistapek. Klomar shasafik nava, it's a chashi schil l'kros. The suffix came after he began reading. That seems to me to be the actual halacha l'maisa. The Mishnah Bura says that which suffix tzav b'bayis ain't tzarich livdok is again where there are not ketanim prevalent there, but if they're ketanim you have to check, and he's not mechalik between beginning to read and not beginning to read. But I'm sure we can learn the Arukh HaShulchan if and when such a thing would happen. But l'maisa today, with the advent of internal plumbing and bathrooms, this is unlikely to happen. Yudches suffix tzav b'ashba asur. If you have a suffix that's saw in a city dump, that's also mishum cheskas ashba sheish b'tzah. City dump, people go to defecate. That's what it used to be. So we can't go and read and daven opposite that dump actually took until it's checked. And this is even true if the ashba itself does not have a bad smell. If the ashba has a bad smell, it doesn't matter what. Even a garbage heap in the house is also. See, Baltanio writes this. And he is that okay? Disagrees. The Bechulin Yesh Plukim Matilin the Velos Bashbashim Abayis. So Machlekes, the people put dead animals into the garbage in the house, can be dead anything, and we pass that people do not. Person doesn't put carcasses of dead animals in the ashba in his house and mishum the misrach because it smells bad. It's rancid and it smells bad. In Canaan, if that's the case, you certainly do not put the excrement of a human being there, which is even more repugnant. No greater bad smell than the excrement of a human being. Okay, it's not just the city dump. It's an ashba in a courtyard as well. Evidently, people do go at night to defecate in the ashba shebachotzer. Below ba'ashba, but it's certainly not about an ashba inside the house.